Welcome to 100 Days of Hardcore Minecraft with Gronzoo. In this series, I will fight all 3 bosses and complete as much of the game as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. I spawned next to an ocean, but I could see acacia and desert biomes in the distance. Personally, I'm a fan of both, so I knew that was the direction I would go. But first, you gotta have tools. I set up a small platform thinking that was where I would make my base. Later I would find a much better spot, so this was actually kind of a waste of time. Almost immediately I found a village in the acacia forest. I fell in a cave and gathered some coal and iron just to get started. This was one chonk boy village with plenty of inhabitants to take advantage of. I mean, trade with. I began imposing my will immediately by locking these 2 in a house to make a breeder. In the morning, I wasted no time establishing my oppressive regime. I built a small base to keep me safe at night, and I put another bed in the breeder so that they could populate a workforce. After starting a small mine, I suited up with a shield and some iron armor and an iron pick. I planted a small wheat farm, but didn't put much effort into it. I can't be bothered with agriculture yet. While hollowing out a tiny base of operations in the mine, I found my first diamonds. It was lit AF fam.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
The very first thing I did was craft a pickaxe. Finished my villager breeder and set up a collection system for these budding entrepreneurs. It is a trapdoor over a water source that pushes them to a spot where they can easily be put into a minecart. I still needed food and would need wool, so I saved 2 sheep and then went and murdered the rest in the area. My next project was an iron farm, which I wanted to be over water. It is 5 beds on a platform with villagers and a kill chamber above. Very cheap and easy, but not very efficient. With the first part of the iron farm done, I needed to get some rails, so I went to the caves for iron and got some obsidian while I was down there.
Yes!
While down there, I came across some sweet diamonds. When I returned, I set up a rail system and was accosted by a horde of zombies. They bullied me the rest of the night. There was a villager just minding his own business near the breeder. So naturally I abducted him and forced him into a life of servitude. Remember now, Mojang wants us to do this. For once it actually went pretty smooth instead of the usual nightmare of working with villagers. In the night, I got bullied again while getting some cows. But after reasoning with the assailants, I completed my livestock stables. I was getting really lucky in the mines. After rescuing 2 cows, I took any rogue bovine I could find to the slaughterhouse. Traveling back to spawn, I found some dark oak and gathered some saplings. With the leather I got from that bovine butchery, I made a couple books and crafted my enchantment table. Like Amazon, I used the villager transfer system to seamlessly capture my next victim. Valued employee. He was also to be banished to the iron farm. I would breed these 2 villagers to make 5 villagers, and then I could finish the iron farm. Once this was done, I would have unlimited free iron forever. Went diving in a ravine underneath the iron farm. I was really just looking for anything valuable and accessible via doors. Stumbling across a cave, I was shocked to see some diamonds. This was clearly a trap, with mobs everywhere and 2 creepers waiting to fall down and ruin me. I was ultra cautious and took my time. Once back home, I checked on the villagers who were in fact procreating. I made a second diamond pick as the first one was very nearly broken. I got a lava source to kill the golems and headed back to the farm. line for my trading hall. This is where the walls would go and separate the villagers. I checked on the iron farm and there was a problem, and I only made it worse. A lot worse.
Why? Why?
Hall specifically for cartographers, so I put a bunch of beds and their job blocks in there. I next made some golden apples for safety.
Oh shit, not good.
Then this creeper decided to bully me, and that went on all night.
Stop bullying!
I set up a super smelter so I could start cranking out some glass trades. Had to murder some bovine for their leather, and PETA was stoked on it. More diamonds in the mine, and I was finally able to craft a chest plate. Despite their reluctance, I sent the next 2 villagers to the cartography hall to start a new colony of stonk boys. It's time to build a proper house, and that is something I rarely do. Got the enchantment table to level 30 enchants, and my first pick was insane. Wanted to set up a zombie converting system for the trading hall. One where I could have a zombie in the back always and drop the villagers down as necessary. I put pistons in for each section. So these walkways in the back would allow the zombie access to each villager individually as I lowered them down. This did work in creative, and so fingers crossed it works here. I turned the breeder villagers into farmers to get access to a bread trade and some easy emeralds. I broke one of my pickaxes and I couldn't resist a Fortune 3 enchant on the new one.
Yes! 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 Yes!
It's certainly not very often that you get an Efficiency 4 Fortune 3 Unbreaking 3 pickaxe twice from the enchantment table in as many enchants. I finished the house and the enchantment room, and I was very pleased with how it turned out. On day 23, I finally got my first librarian into the trading hall. As I was wrapping up with that, another zombie horde wanted to catch these hands. Naturally, I banned them from the server and got back to work. I had to cycle the trades for the librarian to get something good, and boy did I ever get something fantastic. Efficiency 5. I began grinding for every book I could possibly want. The next book I got was Mending, which is the most important.
Yes! Yes!
Absolutely perfect.
My luck was just unbelievable. I got Smite 5 next, and for me, that is very valuable indeed. Not to even mention it was only 22 emeralds, which is an absolute steal. The wither was going down. Found and looted this temple, and it was absolutely loaded. 4 golden apples, a looting 2 book, and an aqua affinity book. While exploring, I came across both an outpost and a sunken shipwreck. In the shipwreck, I couldn't believe it, there was actually a treasure map.
Yes!
With an outpost and a treasure map, and some gold blocks, day 25 was a hell of a day for loot. I also made a diamond sword, which I would be putting that looting 2 and Smite 5 on later. Came across a bizarre ruined portal buried in the ground, but it was trash. I didn't have carrots or potatoes yet, so I went to the outpost hoping it would have some, and it did. I was bullied the entire time. With both the carrots and taters in hand, I returned home. I used some bone meal to speed up the growing process so I could get just barely enough potatoes to start an auto food farm. At the end of day 27, I got another librarian ready to go, and he gave me exactly what I was looking for, Unbreaking 3.
Oh my god! Wow!
Next, I began setting up the auto food farm. It's pretty simple. You have a farmer in there who collects the food, you have another villager standing outside with a hopper minecart, and they try and throw the food to one another and it gets collected. When it was time for the second villager, I kinda lost control. He got out of the breeder. Now that he was in his spot, the auto food farm was done and I could take out my anger on his fellow villagers. The subsequent librarian would end up giving me Silk Touch, which I knew I would need later for the Ender Chest and several other things. After getting Unbreaking 3, I put Looting 2 on my sword. Day 30 began leveling up and trading with cartographers, so I could sell glass panes to them. At first they buy paper, so I also set up a small sugarcane farm. Back to cycling librarians, and I came across this Sharpness 4 trade which I very strongly considered. Instead I continued and got Feather Falling 4. This would later save my life more than once. I also checked on the auto farm and it was working. Day 31 I found diamonds, and with Fortune 3 I could finally make a helmet and some boots. It was now time for the great grinding of the sand to begin. Traded glass the entire day. With all the levels from trading, I got Unbreaking 3 on my helmet and Aqua Affinity. For some reason, put Feather Falling 2 on my boots when we have Feather Falling 4 at home.
Wow!
Also got Efficiency 2 on the shovel for all that sand. This Enderman scared the shit out of me. But thanks to Looting 2, I had my first Ender Pearl. Put Mending on my pick and my shovel, and that meant more sand and more mining. Day 34 and day 35, I was really just grinding to get mending on as many pieces of equipment as I could. Without an XP farm, this was also how I was getting levels, so trading was paramount to my success. Getting all these mending books was great, but collecting sand and wood was starting to become quite tedious, so I put a couple lower level enchants on my axe and shovel. The super smelter was running out of fuel really fast and my mine wasn't really yielding much coal, so I took to the ocean again to get as much as I could.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
While diving, I found an axolotl.
Yes.
And we became best friends. And by that, I of course mean I trapped him in this bucket. Days 37 to 39, I spent the entire time mining and getting sand for glass trades. Then on day 40, something extraordinary happened.
NANI?
What is that?
I was aware of this phenomena in Minecraft, but had never actually seen it in one of my worlds. I desperately wanted one of the skeleton horses, but between them, the skeletons, and all the mobs, it just didn't look like it was gonna happen safely. One of the farmers would sell me apples, so I stocked up. I was hoping to level one of them up to sell me golden carrots. Now that I had looting 2, I went to cull the herd and get leather for books. I would need plenty of those to finish my armor and tools. In the meantime, I was checking out the enchantment table and got 2 insanely good bows. Combining the bows, I ended up with Power 4 Infinity.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I enchanted my chestplate but only got Unbreaking 3. Also picked up Feather Falling 4 and a bunch of Efficiency 5 books. Now all of my tools would have Efficiency 5 and that would make everything so much easier. I put Silk Touch on my axe, which for right now was my only tool with Silk Touch, and it was also going to be very useful later on once I got into the melon farming game. I ended day 43 by getting Prot 4, which is quite the luxury. It meant that I could now make perfect armor.
I'm f***ing evil!
Was sick of mining for diamonds, so I decided to level up an armorer. I only needed Pants to have full diamond, and he would also give me access to any other armor I might need. Once I was done with the armorer, I got Prot 4 books to make all of my armor super OP and felt much, much safer. At this point, I was really preparing for the end and all the fights that would come after it, so I continued upgrading all of my gear to make it super OP, even getting Smite 5 on my sword to hunt withers. This was a bit of a meme, but I even put Mending Unbreaking on my shield so I'd never have to worry about it again. Because I had looting, I decided something that might save a little bit of time was to make a little Enderman killing platform. It worked to perfection. The only limitation being whether or not there were Endermen in the area to make aggro to me. After getting these 4 pearls, I realized I had yet to go to the Nether, so I got right on building a portal room and went right in. I spawned inside a wall in the Nether, and so I just chose one direction and started mining. With incredible luck, that led me directly to a fortress, but it was really the flip of a coin because I easily could have gone the other direction. Day 49, I stopped home for some gapples and then headed off to fight the blaze. Day 50 and I got my first blaze rod. Now I just had to find a spawner to get more. My luck was still running high and I found a spawner relatively quickly. With looting 2, this went very fast, but I decided I wanted to meme it and got a full stack of blaze rods before I left. I got some obsidian, some eyes of ender, and I made an end chest. It was time to start preparing for the fight with the dragon. The very last things I had to do before I left was brew a few potions, get some more food, and get myself a Silk Touch pickaxe. I had grown tired of mining for diamonds, so I decided to level up a toolsmith to get access to brand new pickaxes and put Silk Touch on one of them. In order to make potions, I would need some nether wart. I hadn't really explored this fortress, and fortunately for me, it was right around the very first corner I checked. Before I headed home, I looted every chest in the fortress, and it was a pretty big fortress. Came back with quite a bit of gold and even a few diamonds. Before leaving the Nether, I did mine in the other direction from the portal to see if I could find any biomes with some piglins in it. It was just looking really gnarly. I was super high up and all I could see was lava, so I decided to go home and start leveling up a cleric for my pearls. This would be the final push, so I got some fireworks and collected a few more things, and then I would head out to find the stronghold. I made potion of slow falling, and then I also went and got potions of strength. For the strength pots, I would need glowstone to make it strength 2. Quick stop in the Nether and then back home. Slow falling would be for the dragon and strength 2 for the wither fight. It turned out to be the slab on top, but once I got him going, he did not disappoint.
Yes! 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 Yes!
While getting the toolsmith up to master level, I traded a couple diamonds, which was very strange, but I guess overall you have unlimited diamonds in the form of pickaxes.
Absolutely perfect.
Bought a pick from him and made it a silk touch pick. Fought another wild enderman and got yet another pearl. I was very close to being able to leave. Got efficiency 5 for the silk touch pickaxe, and now my equipment was really OP. The rest of day 56, I got a little bit more food and some ender pearls, and I was ready to head off for the stronghold. It was finally time. I made some Eyes of Ender, organized my chest, got an Unbreaking 3 and Mending Book for the Elytra, told the villagers that I was out for some milk in case I never came home, and then I sent it. While traveling to the stronghold, I spotted an island with a spruce tree. I knew I wanted a sapling from it so I could grow those back home, and I collected 2 stacks of ice to bring back with me as well. After sailing all night, the eye finally started changing directions and I decided to dig down on this island. I'm not great at this part, so it was nice that I actually dug into the stronghold.
It's looking spicy.
Right away I noticed a library, but there were a few mobs to take care of first. The library had a couple OP books and a ton of bookshelves that I wanted to bring back home.
And you can't read.
Looking for the portal room, I did hear some lava pops, so I went up these stairs to investigate. Now that I finally found the portal room, I wanted to get it ready so that I could travel back and forth pretty easily. Got rid of the lava and used that obsidian to build a portal to the nether. I then set up a little nether hub and I was ready to go. In a most anticlimactic way, I still needed one more pearl, so it was off to the nether. I thought this would take forever and was ready for a fiasco. But it looks like I had that dream luck, as the very first pig on the very first set of trades gave me what I was looking for. And it was time to go in. There it was. I had defeated the Ender Dragon and the first boss was dead, so I grabbed the Ender Dragon egg and headed for the End Cities. Before I headed to the End Islands, I farmed some Endermen to get some Ender Pearls to make traveling around a lot easier. I spawned on a very small island, and despite having Ender Pearls, I still had to mine up some Endstone and bridge over. Now, I've had some seriously long journeys to find End Cities, but fortunately for me, this was not one of those times. After searching for only about 20-30 minutes, I found my first End City. This place was tiny and had no loot, so I explored it, killed a couple shulkers, and was on my way. My luck continued because shortly after that I found an end ship. At first I didn't even bother with the main part of the end city. I just towered straight up to the ship so that I could finally get my wings.
Oh no!
I collected the dragon head, looted the first floor of the building, and then I was on my way home with a brand new pair of elytra. It felt so good to finally be able to fly. Put the egg in the enchantment room, put the dragon head on, and had some fun. If you want to fight the Wither, you need 3 Wither skulls, so I went to the Nether and I didn't leave until I had all of them.
Stop bullying!
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh my god!
Finally, the first Wither Skull, but I could tell this was going to take a really long time, especially since I only had looting 2. Supposedly, if you lower your render distance, it'll spawn more mobs. I figured I would give it a try as this was already taking forever. It also does wonders for visibility. Just look at that great visibility. You can see for miles and miles. Just kidding, it's absolute trash.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my god!
Day 66 and I finally had all 3 skulls. This nether adventure could come to an end. While I was taking notes, that Wither Skelly spawned right there and started throwing hands. I had to run away to collect myself.
Yes!
I already had what I was looking for, but I figured while I was here, I would kill a few more and just see if I had any luck. I did get a 4th skull, but then I realized I really should be on my way. When I got home, I briefly admired the accomplishment, got what I needed, and headed off to fight the Wither. I wanted a few health pots, so I got some glistering watermelon from one of the farmers and I made a few potions. I wanted them to be splash potions, but I didn't have any gunpowder, so I flew around and killed some creepers and then got everything ready to go. As one final preparation, I grabbed some milk and I headed out. My strategy is to fly a few thousand blocks away and dig a tunnel down and create an obsidian kill chamber so I can fight the Wither in a relatively safe manner. On day 69, nice, I dug down and I started the fight. I'm not gonna lie, I really did not expect it to go that well. That was by far the fastest I've ever killed the Wither, and I doubt I could do that again. But Power 4 and Smite 5 really helped. So I headed home with the Nether Star, and I decided that I would take on that ocean monument I had flown past twice now. Spent just a little time getting a respiration helmet so I could breathe for longer in the water. I combined that with my regular helmet and it was almost perfect. Before leaving for the monument, I also decided to upgrade my bow. Day 71 and I wasted no time. I attacked the monument immediately, going in through the front door. I was looking for those Elder Guardian Chonk boys and the sponge room. It can be made a lot easier if you bring some doors. It'll block the Guardian's attack as well as allow you to breathe. It was absolutely hilarious to have this dolphin follow me in here because with Dolphin's Grace it was actually much more difficult swimming around at high speeds. I hadn't seen an Elder Guardian yet, but I found the gold. I got rid of the mining fatigue and I stole what they had. Finally, I found one, and the third boss fight was underway. I killed the first, but there were still 2 more to find. After a while of getting bullied by the Guardians, I finally found the second Elder. Fighting the Elder Guardians really isn't that difficult, and I'm honestly quite embarrassed I let him take hearts off me, and even more embarrassed that I popped a Gapple.
Hi, how are you?
I finally found the sponge room and I got what I could before I got hit with mining fatigue again. I would have to come back later.
What is that?
Dried out the sponge in the nether, and then I focused on crafting my first beacon. I really needed some gunpowder and some experience, so I gathered what I needed to make a classic mob spawner. While working on the kill chamber and collection system for the mob spawners, the phantoms became out of control, and being so high up and not wanting to waste rockets, I put a roof on it so I could continue my work in peace. What I'm building here is a classic dark room spawner. You have a tube at a certain height so the mobs fall down and become one-hit kills. On the top, there's 4 platforms with canals in the middle and trapdoors. The mobs walk over the trapdoors, fall in the canal, and are funneled to the kill chamber. I like to make the base out of obsidian because I've had creepers explode on me before being an idiot, and that makes life miserable. I also made a little glass part so you could see them coming down. I would not notice that I knocked this shulker box off until I started editing this video.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
The mob spawner worked, and I could get some gunpowder finally, so I worked on the AFK platform in a safe place to land with my elytra. In no time at all, I had a full stack of gunpowder and tons of fireworks. Day 80, I started glass trading, and I would do this for the next 10 days until I had a full emerald beacon, periodically looking for coal to run the super smelter. The phantoms were really pissing me off, as they always are. Always trying to work at night, trying to feed this family, and so I put a roof on the cartography hall. I made 22 emerald blocks, but the grind was just beginning as I would need over 140 more. For all you math nerds out there, that's 140 times the 9 emeralds needed to make a block, which means that would amount to 10 million hours of my life. Day 82, as I was trading, I went to get some food from the farmers and disaster had struck. There's absolutely no shot that a zombie ended up in the breeder. I have no idea how they got turned, but they were now zombified. I rushed off to find the ingredients necessary for a potion of weakness, as I didn't currently have them. I hoped by the time I got back they wouldn't despawn. Once I had what I needed, I went back to administer the medicine, but it went horribly wrong.
That's a lot of damage!
I had accidentally splashed myself with the potion of weakness, and they were absolutely kicking my ass. I had only gotten one of them a golden apple as well, so I had to give it another go. Not knowing if I had succeeded, I decided it was a good idea to expand the cartography hall. I also wanted some Fletchers for some stick trades, so I put some of their job blocks in there as well. While I was working on the cartography hall, I did get the zombie doctor achievement, which means that they should have been turned back to normal.
Why?
Well, that's just Minecraft for you. You get the achievement and it didn't actually even happen. Now I was even more concerned that they would despawn, so I sprang into action. I must have only healed one of them and the other one turned it back into a zombie immediately. That's the only explanation I can think of. Or maybe a wrong potion.
Why?
I was periodically checking in on the farmers and also just grinding away for that full beacon. Finishing day 85 with 66 blocks, I was well on my way. For all of day 86 and 87, I was either grinding trades or AFK up at the platform. By day 87, I had over 100 emerald blocks and I was starting to actually get close. I did nothing else until day 90, just grinding trades and then finally assembling. It was a great day, but I wasn't quite finished. After going back for a few more supplies, I almost lost the world by falling straight down that hole. Without feather falling, I'm certain it would have been over. Still being alive, it was time to assemble the beacon. I've never done this before, and I definitely did it backwards, but I actually kind of recommend this way. It's pretty easy, and you don't have to think too much. And with that, the full emerald beacon was done and I couldn't be happier. I still don't understand beacons that well, but at least I had haste too, and at least I made it out of the mine without dying. I took a quick flight to get a good view of my base from a distance, and it was looking pretty fresh. Back home, I re-upped on some golden carrots and I went to take a look at my zombie villagers to see if they had healed yet. I could not give up on these guys, but this was becoming insanely frustrating. I even made sure that I had the right potion of weakness, and it just still was not working. I had not done a raid yet, and I wanted to get Hero of the Village as well as a few Totems of Undying. So I flew out to the outpost, and after memeing these guys for a little bit, I finally killed a Bannerman and got Bad Omen. Then it was time to head home. As soon as I got back, the raid was triggered, but I didn't really know where they would be coming from. It looked like they were focused around the cartography hall. So I went over there and started dealing some damage. The first few waves were going by pretty easy, as the vantage point I had was perfect for sniping these guys. However, things started to change once the evokers got involved and started summoning the Vex. Apart from a few random stragglers and some of the groups heading over towards the breeder, it was easy to keep them centralized around the cartography hall, especially having that wall that was far enough away from the roof so they couldn't get underneath me kept them all within my line of fire. I highly recommend doing it this way if you're going to do a raid. The raid is pretty easy until the evokers show up. After that, welcome to the Thunderdome and meet the Vex.
That's a lot of damage!
I was doing pretty well just hanging out on that roof, but the Vex hit like a truck and they were kicking my ass. So while there were still evokers around, I just adopted this flyby technique and it was absolutely taking forever. But it was keeping me alive, and with an infinity bow and plenty of health on my elytra, I figured it was the best way to go about it. But if I'm being honest with myself, it is kind of cheesing it. When they got me down to 3.5 hearts, I really wasn't having a good time, so I used the Gapple and tried to get the situation under control. This had been going on for days though, and I had to get more fireworks, and eventually I was going to have to repair my elytra.
What more do you want from me?
That wave was agonizingly long, and my bow and elytra were really feeling it. I fought until I just no longer could fly because I did not feel comfortable fighting that many Vex down there. Unfortunately, I had ended the raid when I did that, and even after killing another Bannerman, it wouldn't restart, so I cleared them out and moved on for the time being. Now with some Totems of Undying and no desire to start another raid, I decided to get a Woodland Explorer map. I thought I knew how maps in Minecraft work, and so I set out in one direction, but after flying that same direction for day 96, day 97, and watching my elytra get down to about half health, I had to turn around. On day 97, shortly before turning around, I found one of the rarest biomes in Minecraft, the Shattered Savanna Plateau. My elytra weren't going to make it, so I headed home. On the way, I found this epic Ice Spikes biome and even found a jungle biome. I landed in both to collect what I could to bring home. Having had to turn around and missing out on the Woodland Mansion, it was very disappointing. The last couple days I spent AFK and mending up my equipment and then focused on making some improvements to the base for day 100. I crafted some TNT hoping I could maybe get some netherite before day 100, but it just wasn't going to happen right now. And there it was, I made it. 100 days, all 3 boss fights, it was amazing. 100 days, 3 boss fights. A little scuffed, a little cheesy, possibly sus, but I had made it, and I never thought I would accomplish all of that in only 100 days, especially going all the places I went and getting a full beacon done. This is by far the best series I've ever had, and I look forward to continuing this to 200 days and beyond. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Huge shout out to Flash Mountain Flood out of Boulder, Colorado for providing some of the music. There will be a link in the description for that as well as any farms that I've built in the series. Obligatory shout out to Luke the Notable as well for creating this style of Minecraft video. My name is Gronzu. Thank you and take care. I'll see you next time.